people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Teens, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, Boogie down Bronx.
Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Teens, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Sagittarius. Sagittarius, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Sagittarius as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. I don't really have much to shout out right now. I think I've mentioned already, I have my human design consultations up. More human design content is on the way. I've just been taking my time to study, to practice self-care, and do all this, that, and the third, so that I can put out the best of the best for y'all. And I wanted to do Sag. It's heavily on my mind and on my heart because the Sagittarius full moon will be coming up June 14th. I believe that's next week. So we want to prepare, get to know what's happening in the energy at least a week in advance, so we can, if you have any mutable placements, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, or Pisces, you could be feeling the effects of this full moon the strongest, okay? But yeah, so I know in the last Sagittarius reading, we discussed how a lot of you all were wanting answers, but you weren't open to answers, or you were looking too heavily for external answers. So let's see where we're at now. Let's see what's going on, and we'll tap into what's happening with you in general, and then relationships and career. Switching up the format. Your insecurities are showing. Mommy issues. Oh God. They're really coming for your neck. They're coming for you, Sag. Your insecurities are showing. Okay, insecurities about what? Let's clarify with my Blunt Truth Oracle. This deck is also in my bio if you want to purchase it, by the Blunt Oracle. I believe that's her name. Yeah. Why is Sagittarius insecurities showing? Neglecting your intuition. Ooh. I just got a message. I just saw literally somebody's relationship with their mom. It's like some of you had a relation, either you didn't have a relationship with your mom at all, you didn't have a good relationship, or you dealt with your mom or the more feminine energy, you know, whoever was more at home more with you growing up, where you were never allowed to trust your intuition. Like, you could have dealt with a parent that had narcissistic tendencies, where they were always like try to control you or tell you what to think, tell you what to do, tell you whatever. And so growing up, it's like now you kind of overcompensate for trying to express your truth or trying to defend yourself, because like you have these insecurities surrounding not feeling heard or seen or understood, because of the mother figure either did not give you that confidence you needed to express yourself or to have your own sense of truth. It was always just like, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to think, this is what you're going to believe. And so now it's like you don't know how to you don't know how to differentiate between people who are just having a difference in opinion versus trying to control you and your thinking, and then you gotta get defensive. Or it's like your insecurities are showing because you don't even know how to fully listen to your intuition, because you've always had, like, you haven't had that type of development. You know, you haven't had that development of being able to fully trust yourself, because you always had somebody trying to tell you what to do and say. Or it's like you need to build up that muscle now. So looking into this, let's see more about, tell us more for Sag. What is the insecurity showing for Sagittarius coming up here? And this can really be heavily showing up around the full moon too. What are the insecurities showing up for Sagittarius? Teacher. You're a natural teacher. Sagittarius is the sign of teaching and speaking. And maybe some of you are taking on a teaching job or a new role, and you're like scared about that. And then it's like coming out of this projection of your insecurities. Tell us more for Sag. How is, timing is right. How is insecurity showing up for Sag? And mommy issues. Hidden enemy. Friendships. Okay. Could be in a relationship with another fire sign, an Aries, Sag, or Leo. And then can we clarify neglecting intuition? To clarify neglecting intuition, unrequited or unbalanced. So there's a lot of like relationship stuff happening. Earth sign, manager, there's someone better, guilt. Okay. So I think for a lot of you, there is some internal struggles that stem from your childhood, stem from your issues with a parent, a mother, or like a mom figure, or even it could be a dad too. But there is a lot of attention that needs to be focused here in these unrequited or unbalanced relationships and what is making them unbalanced or unrequited. Now, there are some relationships that we tend to like engage in and entertain, and we know that it's not reciprocated, it's not balanced. But then there's also other relationships that we have our own part in playing in the unbalanced role, where we don't know, well, we think we don't know, we do know, we just don't trust ourselves. Like we try so hard to show up for these people who don't see us, that don't hear us, that aren't giving us back energy. And then we push those away who are. It's very backwards. It's very unbalanced. But for many of you, you are going to go into this place where you're seeing who the real hidden enemy is in your relationships, whether that is you or whether that's somebody else. In your friendships, could be with, if you're dealing with an earth or fire sign. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or the other fire signs I mentioned. And then you have guilt, and there's someone better. So you have to be careful of guilt playing a factor in staying in relationships as well. Because like if you dealt with like a mom, right, who was controlling, who put these thoughts in your head, or you dealt with a parent who is very like narcissistic, you're not going to be able to, one, trust yourself. You are going to feel very insecure when it comes down to dealing with your friends or your relationships. And then two, you're just going to feel, if you were gaslighted or had a lot of guilt over you to stay in your relationships, to be codependent, to be enmeshed in your relationships, then that's what you're going to just keep repeating that pattern. So you feel this guilt for letting go, being single, wanting more for yourself, elevating, but you're neglecting your intuition here when it comes down to knowing that there's better for you, or there's more for you, or you're not recognizing what is good for you. And these insecurities are showing up to see like where those self-confidence issues are really coming from where you didn't get that nurturing from the feminine energy in your life. So let's look at relationships in love, friendships, relationships. For Sagittarius, what's coming towards Sag in relationships? What can Sagittarius expect? You got your card, Temperance came out. What can Sagittarius expect in their relationships? Okay, Three of Cups in reverse. What can Sagittarius expect coming towards? We have the Three of Swords and we have the Three of Cups reverse. That's strong third party energy where there's like separation or there's like confusion. Whoa. Okay, can we clarify the Three of Swords, please? Can we clarify the Three of Swords? Whoa. Why are the cards, why are they flipping like that? Okay, so, okay, we're not gonna take all of these. That like 17 cards came out there. We're gonna take these. So there is gonna be some strong reflection of, okay, I see where my insecurities are my own projection. And this could be you sabotaging really good relationships here, Sag, because you have this warped sense of self based on an upbringing, you know? And so now it's like you have, there's two types of stories, so take whichever one resonates for you. on one hand, if this is you who you let your insecurities take over in your relationships because there's some underlying mommy issues, there's some underlying issues with your parents where you weren't able to develop your sense of trust. You weren't able to fully develop your intuition. You weren't able to have your own mind. So now when it comes down to choosing people, there's so much like fear, or there's so much insecurity where you feel like you're on defense mode, like you have to always either be right, you always have to be seen, you always have to be in agreement, because that was projected onto you. That could be your story. Or you fight for these relationships that mirror relationships that you have with your parents, and those in which you have to constantly be fighting. You have to constantly be screaming and yelling to be seen and heard, and there's not reciprocation here. And then you have on the other side of the spectrum these balanced, reciprocated, healthy, stable relationships that people, they may challenge that part of you that is always like a kind of like a screaming inner child to be seen and heard and felt. And they see you, they feel you, or they allow you to just be. And that can cause some insecurity, and you doubt that, and you feel like, well, because you've never been like seen like that or heard like that, so you just kind of ruin it, or you kind of look for any type of disagreement or any type of difference in opinion to like project that onto them. So because that's what you've always dealt with. So you have to be very, very careful about this Sagittarius coming up, where there's insecurity that's coming out in the wrong relationships, and it's due to the relationships you've had with your parents or people in the past. And you do not have to be like that with everybody, but it's like you don't know how to turn it off and turn it on, and you don't know how to fully trust your intuition. So we got to really work through the root of the issues to know, okay, these people in my life have given me reasons to not be open, have given me reasons to stop trying to fight so hard to be seen and heard and felt. And then these other folks over here, they haven't made me feel like that. So why am I acting like that with them? You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. Now for work, what we have for Sagittarius in work and career. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node in work and career. I think there's a little bit of a struggle with trying to figure out either where you want to go, what you want to do. There needs to be more exploration and learning. But you got Ace of Pentacles here twice. So there is going to be potential for a brand new, stable start. But you have to also honor and be aware of what your insecurities are in relationships. If you don't know what triggers you and like where your weaknesses are, when they come up, you're just not going to even know how to prepare and handle them. So that's what we need to work on. And also not letting your insecurities stop you from manifesting or moving forward, because there's some inner reflection that needs to be had, and just taking a time to slow down and think. Magician reverse, Gemini, Virgo with the Hermit, and Eight of Wands in reverse. So stopping like just being so brash and out of control here with these Knights of Wands, where you're just all over the place, scattered. Like there could be a lot of things that you really want to do, especially like if you're like manifesting generator, you're all over the place. And I think there just needs to be more discipline. There's not enough discipline and structure with learning the ropes of something. It's like you just over here and over here and over here and over here. And things can definitely be fun and exciting and passionate without being so messy and just like out of control. Like you're someone who needs a lot of stimulation in different ways, but you also don't want to be sloppy. There's a little bit of a sloppiness here. So we need some more structure. We need to ground ourselves. Maybe that's why you need an earth sign to help you ground your energy. You need some grounding. You need to understand like where you are having fears projected into your work life. But I think that there's going to be, it looks pretty good though. Like these are just, fears are fears. Like they don't have to mean anything. They don't have to even come out in the wrong ways if you acknowledge what they are. If you acknowledge insecurities are insecurities, it doesn't mean that that's who you are. It doesn't mean that's true about you. So once you can like take advantage of that, you'll be able to fully charge your head. Instead of like, for some of you, insecurities are making you overcompensate for work. Like you're trying to do all these different things in work and do all these different hobbies and passions to prove something or to like make yourself feel better. But that's not even necessary. So we have to really back in and understand like where our insecurities are showing up in our friendships and in our work, where they don't need to be and where they come from. So then we can work on it, you know? So what's the advice for Sag? You have the Three of Wands. Let's get a few cards as advice. We have the Emperor. Yeah, that discipline is necessary, Sagittarius. The discipline and getting back your sense of control. Empress in reverse. That's mommy. The mommy issues all the way. Magician upright. But you can manifest anything that you want. But it is going to take more compassion and self-love on your behalf, because some of you never had that nurturing energy to tell you what you need to hear, like that you're doing a good job, that you are loved, that you are amazing, that you are all this and that and the third. And then it's like you try to find it out in this world, and it's like you just get nowhere. It's like filling these empty voids. You have the Ace of Cups reversed at the bottom. So there's love you need to pour into yourself. Healing. These two cards came out in the daily talk. For you to manifest, you have to give yourself that love. You have to give yourself the recognition, the praise, to know that like who you are and what you think matters and how you feel and like what you want to say in this world and what you believe in reigns true. But you also don't need to overcompensate for the ways in which you weren't heard or seen, or to prove things to other people, because then it comes off as judgmental. That's the lower side of Jupiter and Sagittarius. It comes off as very judgy. It comes off as arrogance. It comes back as harsh and blunt, and we don't want to do that to people. We don't want to like push our beliefs onto others because we have insecurities surrounding our beliefs or how we feel. So this is taking ownership here. You have Aries, you have Cancer with the Chariot card in reverse, and just getting a grip and getting things back under control, because they're kind of spiraling due to these insecurities showing up in these, it could be very subtle ways that you didn't even know were happening, like, but overcompensating to be heard and seen and fight for recognition, like projectors in relationships, is insecurity. It's saying that I don't believe in my own competency, so I need you to tell me, I need you to show me I am worthy, and I need you to tell me what to do. And that's neglecting your intuition. This mother, the mother figure has left some impact on you, feeling like you're not good enough to be seen and heard, so you do too much. You know, Sagittarius is Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion, is big, is grandiose. So look at where you're like overcompensating in your life for things that you didn't have, that you lacked, that you were missing, trying to get that, but you're taking it too far. It's two extremes. Okay, so that's what we got, Sag. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, please let me know down in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe so this channel can thrive. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.